Today I'm going to be taking a look at one of Adult Swim's strangest shows, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Now, I've only ever really seen clips of this show, and it genuinely has made me laugh, but I've never actually sat down to just watch an episode, so today I'm going to be taking a look at 2 of the best episodes, 2 of the worst episodes, and 2 random episodes to see, was Aqua Teen Hunger Force actually good? And I really don't know how to feel going into this show, because just looking at that title, looking at that name, it just sounds like it's going to be some kind of charity going around into the ocean, trying to help impoverished people. That's at least what I think about it, but I really have no idea. All I know is that there's a meatball that kind of sounds like,
oh yes, I need meatballs inside of me. I need it right now, or you can bring me some meatballs, baby.
I just know that he sounds like that. So either way, very excited. And if you like content just like this, please make sure to like and subscribe, because I upload almost every single day and you do not want to miss it. And if you want a place where you can talk about your favorite shows, movies, games, all that good stuff, my Discord will be in the description. Now let's finally take a look at Aqua Teen Hunger Force. The first episode I'm going to be taking a look at, which is said to be one of the best, is Hand Banana, with a 9.0 rating on IMDb. And if you've seen this episode before, if you know it just by name, you know exactly what I'm getting myself into. I did not even remotely expect this. I mean, you know, going into adult animation, you could see truly anything. But this was not even remotely that, and I hate to say it, but I had a marvelous time watching this episode. It made me laugh a lot. So, the episode opens with the little meatball dude. I don't know his name yet, I apologize. If you're gonna comment what his name is, I guarantee you by the end of the video, I'll know what his name is. I think his name is just Meatball, because the Fry's name is just Fry, and the Shake's name is just Shake, so I think he's Meatball. I think he's just Meatball. Cool, awesome. He's just like, I want a dog. I really want a dog. Oh, I want a dog so badly. And so Fry is like, you want a dog? He's like, yeah, I want a dog. So they go and get him a dog, and Shake, he is very opposed to this, and the first thing that I noticed about his character is that he's sitting there reading a magazine that has actual just fine woman ass on it, and to see just this fat milkshake want some real nice ass, that was just kind of odd to me. But either way, he's also voiced by Dana Snyder, who is in a lot of stuff, and that also made his character way more funny. So they go into the backyard, and they're just using this pool to create the dog out of nothing, and they need DNA. So Shake goes over to tell their, like, neighbor or landlord or whatever you want to call it, Carl, about the fact that they're doing this because Shake is jealous that Meatball always gets what he wants. And so they both go over there, and they're just talking about the pool for a while. And I really like nonchalant conversation in shows to where it just feels more natural because, you know, Carl's like, you can't do anything, you cannot make a dog, you cannot use my pool, and they're all just like,
Can we swim in it? Can we swim in it, bro? Can we please swim in it? Oh, yeah.
And so Shake, he starts messing around with the water a little bit, which causes his DNA to be put into the pool, which creates Hand Banana. This, like, little yellow dog, and he's just acting like a dog initially, you know? And I was just fine with it at first. I was just like, okay, cool, this is a dog. But then it catches you so off guard when Carl is just sitting there talking, and the dog's barking, and then all of a sudden the dog is like, you, tonight. And Carl's like, whoa, that was weird. Did you guys see that? Did you guys hear that? What that dog just said to me?
Hey man, he is kinda cute.
Tonight, you.
What do you think he means?
And they're just like, what are you talking about, Carl? What are you talking about? And then the dog's like, tonight, you will. It's just like, I think that dog just threatened me. It's really funny. It caught me so off guard for this dog to just randomly start talking in like a Jason Bourne-esque voice. He's just talking about wanting to do something to him tonight. I'm a little frightened, to say the least. So they're just playing with the dog, enjoying themselves. Shake gets delivered actual baked goods, which initially we were believing that it was going to be shit, but he actually can make pastries. Cool. Hand Banana's a very cool dog, but he gets so much worse so fast because everybody's enjoying their baked goods, and then all of a sudden he runs over to the house and he's, oh god. Carl's like, bad boy, get out of my house! Get out of my house, no! And Hand Banana's like, who you calling, boy? And then Carl, like, bends over to grab something, and then Hand Banana just jumps on top of him and just starts going, you know, he starts raping Carl.
Anymore. We're done talking.
Hang on. Let me bend over and pick this thing up. Hey, banana, no!
He's just using him up! My god! You know, I've always been not a fan of unconsensual situations in shows. I always call it out, but here, dear lord, just seeing Hand Banana jump onto this fat guy with a lot of hair on his body and just start using him up. Oh, I laughed so unbelievably hard just because it caught me so off guard. It caught me so off guard, man. And then it just makes it even better when he walks over to the house. After Hand Banana left him all used up and dry, he runs over to the house and he's like, Hand Banana, you ain't a boy anymore, you're a man, and I've been used up. And just nobody believes in him. So that was pretty wild. That was pretty interesting. Did not expect that going into this even remotely. I did not expect Hand Banana the dog to really want to use up Carl in any way. Did not. But either way, Hand Banana then goes on to try to get Carl into a false sense of confidence. He's like, oh, yeah, we had to send Hand Banana to the pound, pretending to be Fry or whoever. He's like, we had to send him to the pound. We had to get rid of him because we don't want him using you up like that. We don't want him to leave you like the finest turkey on Thanksgiving. We don't want you to feel violated, Carl. We don't want you to feel that way. And so Carl, you know, with his new sense of confidence, his initial reaction is to just step outside and be like, oh yeah, it's a beautiful day. I'm gonna take all my clothes off and I'm gonna baste myself like a turkey. Oh yeah. So he gets undressed and he goes outside and he's sitting in a beautiful lawn chair. Hand Banana walks over and he's like, oh man, look at you basting little turkey. We gotta put a thermometer in ya. And of course, he jumps on him, starts using him up again, just giving him that good old, you know, old-fashioned, just barking up his tree, to say the least. And I don't know, it's so shocking that it's actually funny.
What's that?
I think it's time to take a temperature. See if the meat's just right.
I feel like there's a lot of people nowadays who would not be fans of this episode, but if you like some good old-fashioned dark humor, then dear lord, this is hilarious. I'm having a great time. It's very bad for Carl, but Carl's like reactions to everything make it a lot better because it's not like he's truly traumatized. He's just like, please, I don't like this. I don't want you guys to do this to me. Please stop. Oh, but you know, I used to think this kind of stuff was funny until it happens to you. He just reacts like that, which makes it a lot better, at least in my opinion. And so, then we go on to Carl's way to try to get out of this, which is to create his own dog using his DNA. He pops up into the world and he's like, oh, hello, I am Spaghetti, hello. And Carl's like, okay, Spaghetti, get him, use him up, show Hand Banana what it's like to be used and abused and just, yeah, show him. And Spaghetti's like, oh no, I don't think that's true. I think I want you. So Spaghetti starts using him up while Carl is just like, oh no, bro, I'm getting raped by 2 people.
Hey, we got a lot in common here. I'm gonna rape you. No, please, spaghetti!
Oh no! He's just getting used up and it's pretty sad to watch, but it's also hilarious, undoubtedly. So yeah, apparently Carl is just the finest piece of deli in the store. Like, genuinely, the finest piece of meat that you could ever want, because no matter what Carl would do, everybody just wanted to use him up, and it was unfortunately really funny. Really hilarious. Yeah, my first introduction to Aqua Teen Hunger Force is, of course, the rape episode. Wow, did not expect that. And YouTube's probably not gonna like that word, but hey, you know, we gotta have fun around here. Either way, if I was to rate this episode 1 to 10, I would probably give it a solid 10 out of 10. This shocked me and was also hilarious. It took something that is usually so unbelievably horrible and hard to watch in certain things and made it so funny because they picked the perfect character to have that be done to them, I guess, to say the least. Either way, it's really funny, it was really shocking, and I don't know, they just had a really good progression. So far, I also like the characters a lot. I like Shake, he's kind of like an over-worrisome guy. I like Fry a lot. He reminds me of, what's that guy's name from Trailer Park Boys? The guy who always has the whiskey in his hand. Julian. He reminds me of him a lot. And then there's also Meatball, and the only really thing that's inviting about Meatball is just,
Oh yeah, I want a dog. Oh, Hand Banana could never rape you. Carl, you're just freaking out, man. You're just freaking out, you know? Hand Banana may have an elongated penis, but he would never use that on you. Oh, no, no, no.
I just think his voice is funny, and that's kind of the main highlight. Either way, really solid episode, really solid writing, great jokes, 10 out of 10. Taking a look at one of the worst episodes in the series with a 6.5 on IMDb, we have the episode Skins, and this is just so weird. It starts off with them going to this hippie drum circle, and Shake overtakes it because Shake needs to be the center of all attention, and he starts playing a kazoo, and this guy shows up and he's like, oh, I do not like this one bit, not at all. You know, a drum circle's all about that good jerk, but you're just being a circle jerk. Oh, I don't like you. And so he takes Shake away to the back of his van to tell him about this drum. And so he gets him to buy some bongos, to buy some drums. How exciting. And Shake starts playing it. And then all of a sudden this weird ass creature shows up out of nowhere and he's all like, my skin! My skin! And he just starts saying that repeatedly. And every time he stops playing the drum, the creature vanishes.
Go down!
So, rightfully, you know, Shake is a little concerned by this, so he gets Fry and Meatwad to come and see this, you know, creature that's just spamming my skin! My skin! So, we immediately have some dire questions that need to be answered. I don't know, I thought the weird-looking skin creature was kind of funny, so they go back to the guy at the van and they start playing the drum again and they show him that, and that is when we get the lore of these creatures, which is very fucking odd. It's very weird. So the guy, he's all like, well, I was getting really high. I was getting so high, bro. I was getting so high. I was like stoned off my mind that I saw these creatures, these purple creatures, and they were fucking. They were getting those hip thrusts on. They were doing the dirty, the nasty to each other. They had children all running around. So, like the great Indians before me, I decided to slaughter them all.
So I slaughtered them and... Oh, harsh, dude! Like the ancient Iroquois with the buffalo, I used every part.
I got my shotgun, I got my knife, and I murdered them. Yeah, we just get to watch this guy just slaughter an entire colony like the buffalo, basically. And I felt bad for them. He's just like, yeah, bro, I cut him up, I juiced him up. I took their balls and I castrated them to use it as hacky sacks. Cause who doesn't want to use some good old testicles as a good old fashioned hacky sack? Yeah. So, a little bit disturbing, to say the least. And so now, Shake, because he wants to be the center of attention again, he starts a fantastic movement to get everybody to join them to try and help these creatures. I think they're called the Wabosabi. He wants to help them all, so he immediately does what any good vegan does, grabs a big old chain and just puts them against the tree and is like, I'm not moving until the Wabosabi are, you know, shown to be beautiful creatures and we no longer torture them. And I actually love this joke so much, where the second he chains himself to a tree, cops just show up and start beating him with a baton and are like, you can't do that! That's freedom of speech! You can't do that! And they just pick the ground up with the tree he's chained to and take him to prison.
Until the Bongo King is behind bars! Ah! Oh!
Sounds about right when you try to, you know, say something about them there, Wabosabi. We have to castrate them balls and use them at any cost to play hacky sack. You can't speak one word about anything. That was very interesting. So then, Shake returns from prison and sees that one of the Wabosabi, who is alive because of the drum circle outside, he's all like, you know, man, like, I really kind of want a piece of the pie. Like, I appreciate what you're doing, Shake. I really do, trying to get us on the map and all that. But I got a cell phone plan now. I have a cell phone plan because of all this awareness that you're spreading, and I need some more money, I really do. And so Shake just stops supporting him. The switch up was crazy because we have all this build up for this creature and the support for this creature, and then we find out that the creature is just perfectly fine with his, you know, castrated balls being used for hacky sack. In fact, he already has one, and he took it to get a piercing. It's just the switch up I was not expecting, and then the episode just ends with Shake letting them fade out of existence, and they go to play a song for this mattress store. Very odd, very weird, not at all what I was expecting this episode to end. I thought they were going to lean more into the plot that they had already created, but they just completely step away from it. Maybe that's the point. Either way, kind of took me out of it. I don't know, this episode is like a solid 6 out of 10. There's nothing inherently awful about it aside from the ending. I really did like the build-up and the shocking thing with the stoner dude being all like, yeah, and then I took their balls off and used them to play hockey sock. I really liked it. It's just not at all where I thought this episode was gonna go, but it didn't, make it bad. So yeah, 6 out of 10 sounds about right. The next episode I'm going to be taking a look at, which is said to be one of the best with a 8.8 on IMDb, is the episode Broodwitch, and the main highlight here is genuinely just the characters' conversations. It's so unbelievably funny. I mean, the episode opens with Shake having this collection of battlefield cups, and he's just talking to Meatball about it, and Meatball's like,
Oh, come on, man. Just throw all those away, man. You don't need all those.
and Shake is all like, listen, I need these. I need them. And if you keep talking like this, I'm gonna call up Mama Joe and tell her that all of her boys can't work no more. Referring to Meatball's G.I. Joe collection, and Meatball's all like,
Oh, hell, man. You can't do that, man. That's not fair at all, man. Fuck you, man.
I thought that was great. I enjoyed that opening conversation a lot. And then there's Fry just appearing out of nowhere, just being all like, hey, Shake, found this treasure map. You want to go take a look at it? Look at it and go dig 12 to 14 inch holes, because he's just trying to force Shake into doing chores and planting some plants for him. And Shake, he goes out there, he's willing, he's digging it up, just digging, and he digs so much that he hits a gas line and then falls into a sinkhole, and that is when he is just met with a pile of corpses, a pile of bones, and a strange voice saying, taste it. Oh, baby, taste it. Oh, you want to, baby. And so Shake finds a little demonic sandwich on the ground and takes a bite, and he's transported to the ethereal realm or hell, whatever you want to call it. And there's just a guy there who chops off his own leg with an axe, and we get now this voice telling us all about the Broodwitch. We first get everybody making fun of Fry because he knew about the Broodwitch and tells everybody about it because he gets Vogue magazine, and then everybody makes fun of him because it's a girl magazine.
Of course it comes when you order it, you big fat lady.
Someone down there's a girl.
Why can't Fry be a feminist icon, huh? Why not? Come on. He could prop all you ladies up. He would just be like, oh yes, I love Vogue magazine, and I appreciate women. Yeah! That's really all you need from him, right? Feminist icon? Fry? Yeah, I'm all for it. So they have this sandwich, and Shake keeps on eating it, he keeps devouring it, and he is now the chosen one, and if he finishes all the sandwich, then something, maybe a little bit horrible will happen, who knows? So now he has to try to resist the temptation, and instead of just throwing the sandwich away, he tapes it to the ceiling, which obviously doesn't work, so he keeps getting attacked by this, creature inside of the realm, but I don't know, it's just all fun. I just enjoy it. I really like when the voice is describing what is in the sandwich, and we get this entire scene where he's saying the milk from a 3-headed cow who has been fertilized by Beelzebub, or whatever the fuck the devil's name is, Beelzebub, and was fried. It's curdled, it's dirty, it's stinky milk. And then he's just like, and Dijon mustard.
See? Told you.
I tasted mustard.
Yeah, Dijon mustard.
Because Dijon mustard doesn't need anything else to be horrifying or scary. I liked that a lot. It's just the conversations that are making this episode for me. I enjoy them a lot. There's one in specific where Shake, he doesn't really want to eat the sandwich anymore, so he just shoves it down Meatball's throat, and Meatball comes back and he's like,
Oh, hell, man. He took me down to Merry Christmas, bruh. He took me down to Merry Christmas, and I got to tap all that fat, stinky ass. Oh, we went up to the strip club, and there was a fine bitch over there, fine bitch over there. There was just bitches everywhere, man. I liked all the bitches, baby.
He's pretty hyped about it. So Shake, he immediately just is like, and just starts shoving that sandwich down his gullet. And we just get this conversation where, I don't know, I like nonchalant conversation, what can I say? Where it's the demon who kept trying to hit him with the axe, and another demon, and they're just talking about their collection of brains and how their wives are being bitches because they don't want to allow the brains to be next to the bed because the brains need to be next to the window.
What's with the toilet seat, right?
Oh, what the?
Jerry, no, we're cool.
I don't know, it's just such a random conversation about such a, mysterious topic that I found it very enchanting, to say the least. I enjoyed it a lot, and he sees Shake and he gets pissed off because apparently
There was no fine bitches, man. There was no fine bitches at all. Meatball just lied, proving that he actually is smarter than Shake, and Shake is just a fucking dumbass.
So the guy starts trying to attack Shake, and Shake, while he was there, he finished the entire sandwich. So, that voice who was trying to allure him chimes in once again, and he's all like, "Oh, so you finished the sandwich! Oh, my boy!" But he actually didn't finish the sandwich because he left all the sun-dried tomatoes down there. And they're like, "Fuck you, man, I ain't eating no sun-dried tomatoes." Because why would you? Why would you eat just the sun-dried tomatoes? Who the fuck wants the tomatoes? Nobody does! Nobody does! And so the voice now tries to get, Shake to give in to different types of temptation, like a fine bone woman. He wants to bone the bone woman, but he doesn't actually want to bone the bone woman, so that doesn't work. He offers him something else, I forget what. He offers him a brain surgery after that, and Shake's like, "Wait, a brain surgery?" And then it just cuts to Shake having a lobotomy. He's just dripped over like a vegetable, just like, "Oh, the fence got me." He's just dripped over, and then they just throw the sun-dried tomatoes in his mouth, and everything explodes, and that's the end of the episode.
Talking about baby? Hey, wait a minute.
Now eat him.
I was all for it. I was all for it. I loved it. I loved it a lot. It's a pretty down-to-earth episode in a way. I know I described a lot of hellish demonic things, but overall, it's just the conversations that make the episode good. Some of them aren't even trying to tell the joke, it's just random things happening, and I can appreciate that. I enjoyed it a lot, so if I was to rate this episode 1 to 10, I would probably give it an 8 out of 10. The reason it's not higher is I feel like I wouldn't want to rewatch this one very much necessarily, but overall it was very entertaining. There's definitely nothing wrong with it. A decent episode. The next episode I'm going to be taking a look at with a 6.3 on IMDb, which is said to be one of the worst, is Deleted Scenes. And this episode was just kind of weird. It was all over the place. It's doing one of those things where Shake is the director of the episode and he's trying to create a movie, so he's telling you things about his production process, and it's just not that funny. There's just a couple of scenes that are funny, and then just in between every single scene is Shake being all like, "Oh, and then I did this, and it was so beautiful. I'm so amazing." And I just wasn't really about it. I don't know. The episode opens with Carl being like, "Hey, yo, Ma, I got a brand new car with unconsenting rims. Yeah, these is gonna pull all the bitches. All of the bitches." It's just basically a car where the rims are hypno rims, which attract women and making them want to do dirty, nasty things to ya. So Carl's very excited about it, and while he's on the phone with his mother telling her that he's gonna get so much pussy, which it's a very weird conversation to have with your mother, but go you. Family bonding for the win, I guess. These two like little alien dudes show up and they steal his rims, and so he's very distraught about this, but it actually made me laugh a lot when the aliens come back with the rims now on their alien car, and they're like, "We have your rims now, fat man. We're going to be getting all of the bitches."
We have your rims now, fat man.
I thought that was kind of funny. I enjoyed that a lot. But for the most part, after there, I just kind of didn't like the episode as much anymore, because it gets very odd. Like, you have the aliens getting laid, getting everything they could want, which was kind of funny initially, but once they get to the point in the episode where they hypnotize Carl, then it gets to a, torture-esque episode, and I would assume that Carl is one of the characters that deserves it, with the fact that he was going to try to abuse women with the power of hypno wheels, but it just kind of goes overboard really, really fast, at least for me. They hypnotize Carl, and then he immediately just has to shove a broom up his ass, and we get to watch this as he slowly feeds it up, and he's just like, "Oh, master, it's blocked by something. I can't get it in any further. I can't shove the broom more up my ass." But they make him anyway, and they're just like, "Put more things up your ass."
Enough, master.
Until the road dead ends.
The stick has met with resistance.
And it's just, oh, it's very odd, very, very odd stuff. And again, in between everything, we have Shake and Meatball just doing their best type of stuff, you know? They're just talking about the movie, which usually ends with Shake just violating Meatball, because Meatball's like,
Hey, man, I don't know how to start this, man. I don't know how to do it. I'm too busy looking at ass. Oh.
and then Shake beats him. That's a lot of it. It's just very uninteresting, I guess. I don't know, I just wasn't liking it very much. So then Carl is forced to steal this electronic, and he gets egged by everybody, and then he's forced to come back, and then we get a scene where he's literally like slicing through his leg with a plastic butter knife, which was also not very good to watch. I wasn't enjoying that. And then Fry saves the day by hypnotizing the two aliens. And then it just kind of goes haywire, because we just get a bunch of scenes with Shake sitting in the director's chair just being like,
I don't really like the way that this movie is turning out.
let's change it. So he just yaps for like 5 minutes just nonstop, and then shows the end of the episode where everybody is blocked out except for himself, and it's supposed to be beautiful. And then it cuts to the ending of the episode where Shake is on a date with a baddie woman who is going to feed him an illustrious amount of ham. And that's pretty much the end. I don't know. I didn't really like it, per se. I guess the main highlight of the episode would be if you're a person that really likes watching a, fat middle-aged man shove a broom up his ass. If that's your cup of tea, then you're gonna be like, oh, wow, then you'll probably like this episode. If it's not, then this episode is pretty mediocre. I mean, at least to me. I don't know. Again, the main problem with it is it just went on for so unbelievably long. And all the in-between moments where Shake was talking about the episode, I was just like, I'd rather be watching the episode because it was actually entertaining compared to this. I see why it's the lowest rated. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, that's for sure. It drags in some parts, to say the least. It goes on a bit too long. So if I was to rate this episode, I would personally give it a 5 out of 10. I don't think it's abysmal. It wasn't hard to get through, but it wasn't enjoying whatever aneurysm. It didn't give me enough enjoyment that I would ever want to rewatch it, or to say that I was having a very good time. It's just 5 out of 10, middle of the road. It's just kind of whatever. Heading over to the random category with a 7.2 on IMDb, we have Der Inflatable Fuhrer. And, going into this, I kind of was expecting Hitler, but the version of Hitler that we got for this episode was very interesting, to say the least. The episode opens with Shake just pounding on Fry's door, just, Fry, the remote isn't working. I always do that hand gesture, that was a bad decision. Either way, the remote isn't working, and so they eventually just burst into his room, and it looks like he's cooking meth. There's rats everywhere, he's wearing a quarantine suit, and it turns out that he's making an airborne virus, so he kicks Shake and Meatwad out, and we get to meet this, person, and he's all like, oh, is the airborne virus ready? Or is it ready? Oh, I hope it's ready. Oh, the Juden must know about the virus. Oh, yes. And so Fry is a little bit suspicious because he's talking about Jewish people. And so the light shines down upon him, and Radolf is shown to be Hitler. Oh my god, it's Hitler! Oh god, no! Oh god. So Fry is decently worried about this now, knowing back what happened in ye old 1945. He doesn't want to repeat that silly little scandal again. So, with the help of Shake and Meatwad, they fill up a bunch of balloons with Shake's stank. Yeah, he just rips a lot of ass in balloons. And then Radolf shows up, and he's all like, oh, this is not what I planned for the Juden. Oh no, this is not what I planned at all. And so he tests it on Meatwad, who he kidnapped and turned into a Jew by circumcising him and putting him in Jewish clothes. Yeah, very odd stuff. And so he finds out that Fry didn't give him the virus. So Fry has the most epic fight scene ever, where he just pokes a bunch of Nazi balloons with his little fry sticks. It goes on for a while. And then Radolf does a crazy reveal to reveal that he's actually Hitler, and that's where the episode actually picked up for me. It kind of felt like it was going through the motions for a while. I mean, it was just saying stuff for a while, but here's where it picked up, where we get Hitler's backstory on how he is still alive, and, you know, when, Germany was falling back in the day, he realized that he had to keep all of his little knickknacks. So he's like, oh, I love my little swastikas and my little knickknacks, and oh, I shoved them all up my ass, so much so that I exploded. And so he exploded and his soul went into a balloon.
Uh-oh. Too much, right? Boom. I explode from having too much of my decor and housewares up my ass.
So now he is Balloon Dolph. Cool. And he wants to make a new Aryan race of balloon people. Very interesting. I guess, you know, when you turn into a balloon, all of a sudden everybody else is inferior. It's very interesting, to say the least. So then, instead of him continuing his plan, they just take him back to the house and start showing him just the beauty of Jewish people, I guess. They just start typing a bunch of different celebrities to see if they hate Jewish people. The first one is Tom Hanks, and he doesn't, or they don't think he does. So Hitler's like, oh, I don't know how to feel about this, oh, I don't know. And so then they tell him about the movie Waterboy and how Adam Sandler is Jewish, and so he's like, oh, but I love the Waterboy, oh, no!
Bob Dylan, Adam Sandler, all Jewish.
The guy is the water boy? But I love the water boy.
Oh, well, I guess I don't hate the Juden then. And so he doesn't hate them anymore, so Hitler's all like, then I must attack the gays! So Fry kills him, and that's the end of the episode. Yeah. It's definitely okay. The beginning of it was kind of whatever. It's entertaining nonetheless. It wasn't really getting me to laugh. They only really got me to laugh with that ending portion with all the celebrities. I was really enjoying that. And I guess Hitler shoving his ass with things so much though that he explodes is also kind of funny. It's just kind of whatever, I guess. I don't know. If I was to rate this episode, I would give it a 6 out of 10. There's nothing bad about it. It doesn't make me want to rewatch it. I do think some of the concepts that they decided to tackle were a little bit funny, especially the celebrity thing at the end. That was really what pulled the episode up. But the majority of it was just kind of but it's still pretty decent, so a 6 out of 10 feels like the right place for it.
Once and for all, destroy the gays! Heil the inflatable Hitler!
So how good is Aqua Teen Hunger Force? Honestly, I think this show is a lot of fun. The characters are great. Shake is really annoying at times, but he has Fry to balance him out, and Miwad is a really funny, just little gag character. And Carl is also really funny. This show actually surprised me with how good it was with comedy and timing, and the way that you could have a nonchalant conversation work really well. I didn't rate the episode super high or anything, but I do still think this show is definitely worth giving it a watch, and if you did watch it in the past, I'm sure you had a great time. Obviously, I didn't get to a second random episode. I'm gonna eventually get back to doing 6 episodes per video. I'm just recovering from my vacation. I know that's a weird sentence, but it was a lot of moving around and doing things constantly, so I was just kind of relaxing today, but I still wanted to get you guys out a video so that you'd have something Kalos to watch. So yeah, that's why I didn't get to the 6th episode, but I'm gonna be going back to 6 tomorrow, and I'm gonna go back to daily content, so you don't want to miss that. Overall, this show was a lot of fun, and it's definitely something that I could see myself re-exploring in the future. It's just a good comedy. I could definitely see why it went on for 12 seasons. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.